say Barak Hawa, Barak Shah, Barak Hawa, Barak Shah, Ba Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of JMS. And salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth sincerity. I like to say Mawasla Babel, which is death to Babylon. Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth sincerity. And the topic is going to be on this as foolishness. You know, because 2/3 of our people are of a foolish people. You know, the brother sent this, and you know, I'm watching this video, and this goes to show you that, you know, the majority of our people, which is 2/3 of our people, and those who know that they're Israelites, but still want to be niggas in the world, aren't serious about this thing, man. You know, and that's why the Lord, what did he say? For many are called, but a few are chosen. You know, the Lord have his chosen men that's going to get through these times that are at hand, and that's going to defeat the purpose of this wicked kingdom. You know what I'm saying? By coming out of that darkness. But you got dudes who know they're Israelites that's still in that darkness, man. Why? Because the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai isn't dealing with dudes like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what the scripture says. Let me get out of here and get my blue letter Bible. Because the thing is, man, is that, you know, you got dudes just playing around with this truth. You know, playing around with this word, which ultimately they don't have the truth. Which ultimately they don't have the word. Because you wouldn't be doing reckless shit all the time. That goes to show you got dudes that don't fear the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. You know, this is Hosea 4:6. It says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. Right, man? You know, you got camps out there, dudes who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, they reject knowledge. Because the scripture says what? I have chosen pastors according to my heart. And those pastors are who? Starting with Apostle Tahar on down in the GMS camp that's teaching the right things of the scriptures, man. You know, you got dudes who don't want to follow after that example, man. Those dudes are going to be destroyed, man. You know, because they, in their minds, is nothing but folly, man. The scripture says, hey, foolishness is sin unto the Most High, man. You know, and all that dancing around, man, that's foolishness, man. You're not dancing to the truth. You dancing to some straight bullshit. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. I believe it's 11 and 17. Right, Con, this is Matthew 11 and 17. And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. Right, you not dancing to this. You dancing to some straight nigga music, man, that have nothing to do with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. Right, man, we're mourning unto you, man. The scripture says, hey, it's better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. You got dudes dancing, dudes bringing up false doctrines. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes that just don't know the truth, man, and not willing to learn the truth for what it is. You know, this is let me get this back. Salakia. Let me get this back. Hosea 4:6. You know, it says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee. Right, 2/3 of our people, man. The Lord's gonna reject your ass. You know, the Lord's gonna get rid of 2/3 of our people, man. They're gonna get put to death. You know, that's gonna be the times of Jacob trouble, according to Jeremiah 30 and 7, man. The Lord is gonna bring a lot of hell, which is a condition, upon you so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans. You know, also you niggas who ain't teaching this truth right, and who's bullshitting, who's fooling around. The Lord ain't dealing with dudes like that, man. The Lord is dealing with those who's really doing this work for what it is, man. Prophesying, man. Being in the spirit of prophecy. Being in the spirit of speaking the truth. Being in the spirit of walking the right path, man. You know, not being in the spirit of a demon, man. You know. You know, you got these dudes out here being in the spirit of demons. They have demons on them, man. Why? Because the Lord ain't with them, man. The Lord ain't dealing with 2/3 of our people. He ain't dealing with false prophets. He ain't dealing with niggas tap dancing around like a bunch of goddamn idiots, man. You know, excuse my French, but you can see that 2/3 of our people are not about the truth. 2/3 of our people are only here to die, man. It says, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. Right, man? There's a time and a place for everything. Matter of fact, I believe that's in Ecclesiastics. You know, because there's a time and a place for everything, and right now it ain't a time to be rejoicing. It's a time to be doing what? Watching the times and teaching His word the way it's supposed to be taught. Unto who, man? The elect men. You know what I'm saying? Unto those out there that's going to receive this truth with understanding quickly. Hey, what the scripture tells you in what is that? Isaiah the 11th chapter. You know, Salakia. You know, Isaiah the 11th chapter. You know, the scripture tells you that matter of fact, let me get it, man, because I don't want to chop it up. But let me grab this real quick, because there's a time and a place for everything, man. And you got dudes in the world that's just fooling around, man. Why? Because the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. And the Lord is showing that. You know, He's showing that He ain't dealing with a bunch of niggas, man. You know, let me get this whole thing. I'm gonna start off from the top. This is Ecclesiastics chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Right, man? There's a time and a place for everything. Right now, there ain't no fucking time to be rejoicing. What are you rejoicing about? You rejoicing of being in America in captivity? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna rejoice that you have known the truth, the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to get the hell out of here, to teach this word, to get the hell out of here. Rejoice in that. But all that dancing around, man, that shit ain't right, man. You know, it says a time to be born and a time to die, right? A time to be born. You born in the world and you got to die in this damn world, man. But there will be those that won't die, which is the Lord's servants, His elect men. Lord willing, we are those men. It says a time to plant and a time to be plucked that. Hey, who was planted? Esau, man. He was planted to rule over the nations, to enslave, put in captivity the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now it's time to pluck his ass out, man. And it's time to plant who? The Israelites back in their power seat. It says a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh. Right, man? There's a time to weep. Right now we're in mourning, man. We're weeping, man. The scripture says the righteous complain continuously, man. You know, and then there's a time to laugh when we see what? The downfall of so-called white man. It tells you that in the scripture. For ye shall laugh at him when you begin to see his fall. It says a time to mourn and a time to dance, right? A time to mourn. We're in mourning right now. It ain't a time to be dancing right now. You dance when we get in the kingdom, man. You know, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rid and a time to sow. Hey, you know, sometimes you have dudes in the camps that's not doing what they need to be doing, and the Lord will have the Spirit cast them out, man. It says a time to rid and a time to sow. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. You know, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. But I pretty much got my point on that scripture, man, on Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, man. There's a time and a place for everything. Right now, it ain't the time to be dancing around, man. You know, it's a time for your focus to be more in this truth and pushing His word. That's the times that we're in. You know, time to be doing those things, man. You know, but I was gonna bring up another scripture, but it crossed my mind. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one more time. It says Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, saying, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. Matter of fact, Salakia, let me I got one more in the book of Titus. This is Titus 1:10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. You know, those like Nate Satan, HOI, this tap dancing dummy. You know what I'm saying? It says, whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. You know, and then I'm gonna grab this. This is Titus 1:15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their minds and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobates. I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and citation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, I was edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'd like to say shalom. Keep pushing this word the right way.